The pig scene explained. Why did Circe turn men into pigs? Spoiler warning. This video contains spoilers for The Odyssey. If you have not watched the latest adaptation, this is your chance to turn back. Let's begin. One of the strangest and most unforgettable moments in The Odyssey is the shocking scene where Circe turns a group of brave warriors into pigs. At first, it feels like pure fantasy. A powerful witch waves her hand and fearless soldiers suddenly become helpless animals. But this scene is much deeper than it appears. Circe does not transform these men simply to show off her magical powers. The pig transformation carries symbolic meaning and reveals one of the central themes of the Odyssey. It asks an important question. What separates humans from animals? And can power and temptation strip away a person's humanity? To understand why Circe turned Odysseus' men into pigs, we first need to understand who Circe really is. Circe is not an ordinary woman. She is the daughter of the sun god Helios and one of the most powerful enchantresses in Greek mythology. She lives alone on the mysterious island of Aea, surrounded by wild animals that surprisingly behave like loyal pets. Lions, wolves, and other dangerous creatures peacefully guard her home. These animals are not ordinary beasts. Many legends suggest they were once human visitors who fell under Circe's spell. That detail immediately tells us that Circe has been using this magic long before Odysseus ever arrived on her island. After escaping countless dangers during the Trojan War, Odysseus and his exhausted crew reach Aea, hoping to find food, shelter, and safety. Not knowing what awaits them, Odysseus sends a group of his men to explore the island. The warriors discover Circe's beautiful palace, hidden deep within the forest. She welcomes them with kindness, warm smiles, and a generous feast. To starving sailors, it appears to be the perfect place to rest, but everything is part of Circe's plan. The food and wine she serves are secretly mixed with powerful magic. The moment the men finish eating, she touches them with her enchanted staff. Instantly, they begin changing. Their bodies twist and shrink. Their voices disappear. Within moments, they become pigs. Although they still retain their human minds, they are trapped inside animal bodies, unable to speak or defend themselves. This is one of the cruelest aspects of Circe's spell. She does not erase who they are. She forces them to remain fully aware of what has happened. Many viewers wonder why Circe specifically chose pigs instead of another animal. The answer lies in ancient Greek symbolism. In Greek culture, pigs often represented gluttony, greed, laziness, and uncontrolled physical desire. Circe believes these sailors have already allowed their basic instincts to control them. They rushed toward luxury without caution. They ignored every warning. They gave in to hunger, temptation, and comfort. From Circe's perspective, they were already behaving like animals before the transformation. Her magic simply reveals their true nature. This idea appears throughout Greek mythology. External appearances often reflect a person's inner character. Someone driven entirely by selfish desires eventually becomes exactly what those desires represent. The pig transformation is therefore less about punishment and more about exposing hidden flaws. It also serves as a warning for Odysseus. A great leader cannot allow himself to be ruled by temptation. Unlike many of his companions, Odysseus approaches every unknown situation carefully. That difference ultimately saves his life. Fortunately, one member of the crew escapes before being transformed. Eurylochus witnesses the horrifying event and rushes back to warn Odysseus. Without his quick thinking, the entire crew might have shared the same fate. Determined to rescue his men, Odysseus prepares to confront Circe. On his journey, he encounters the messenger god Hermes. Knowing that no ordinary human can resist Circe's magic, Hermes gives Odysseus a mysterious magical herb known as moly. The herb becomes one of the most important objects in the story. Its divine power protects Odysseus from Circe's enchanted drink, allowing him to resist her spell completely. When Odysseus arrives at Circe's palace, everything unfolds exactly as before. She offers food and wine. He drinks without fear. Confident that another victim has fallen into her trap, Circe raises her staff and commands him to become a pig. Nothing happens. For the first time someone has resisted her magic, Circe is completely shocked. Instead of transforming Odysseus, she finds herself facing a fearless warrior standing unharmed before her. Odysseus immediately draws his sword and confronts her. This moment changes everything. Circe realizes she is dealing with someone unlike any man she has ever encountered. Instead of continuing the fight, she welcomes him as an honored guest and eventually agrees to restore every member of his crew back to human form. Interestingly, the restored sailors return stronger, healthier, and younger than before. Their frightening experience becomes a form of rebirth. Having survived the spell, they gain a deeper understanding of both themselves and the dangers that lie ahead. Many modern interpretations see the pig transformation as a metaphor for addiction, temptation, and the loss of self-control. People often begin making small compromises, believing they remain completely in control. Over time, those choices slowly change who they are. Eventually, they may no longer recognize themselves. That timeless message makes Circe's story surprisingly relevant even today. Others interpret Circe herself as representing the unpredictable power of nature. She reminds humanity that intelligence alone cannot conquer every obstacle. Sometimes survival depends on wisdom, patience, humility, and self-discipline rather than physical strength. Odysseus succeeds not because he is stronger than Circe. He succeeds because he listens to Hermes, prepares carefully, and refuses to underestimate his opponent. Another fascinating aspect of this story is that Circe gradually transforms from enemy into ally. After freeing the crew, she hosts Odysseus and his companions on the island for nearly a year. During that time, she provides guidance, food, knowledge, and important advice for the dangerous journey still ahead. She even warns Odysseus about future threats, including the deadly sirens Scylla and Charybdis. Without Circe's guidance, Odysseus might never have reached Ithaca. This dramatic change shows that appearances in Greek mythology are rarely simple. Characters often exist between good and evil. Circe is not merely a villain. She is both a dangerous enchantress and a wise teacher. She tests those who arrive on her island. Those who fail suffer the consequences. Those who prove themselves worthy gain valuable knowledge. This complexity has helped make Circe one of the most fascinating female figures in mythology for thousands of years. The pig scene also reveals something important about Odysseus himself. Every challenge he faces during his journey tests a different quality. The Cyclops tests his intelligence. The Sirens test his self-control. Scylla and Charybdis test his leadership. Circe tests whether he can resist temptation while protecting the people who depend on him. Passing that test proves why he deserves to become the legendary king who eventually returns home. In the end, Circe turned men into pigs because she believed they had already surrendered to their most basic instincts. Her magic simply made their inner nature visible to the outside world. The transformation serves as both punishment and a powerful lesson about discipline, wisdom, and the dangers of giving in to temptation. More than 2,000 years after it was first written, this scene continues to fascinate audiences because its message remains timeless. Real monsters are not always creatures hiding in dark forests. Sometimes they are the weaknesses hidden inside ourselves. Do you think Circe was truly evil for turning the sailors into pigs? Or was she teaching them a lesson they desperately needed to learn? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this explanation, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more mythology breakdowns, hidden details, and ending explained videos. Thanks for watching. See you in next video.